Alright, it's time. We are back again with a top 10 players at each position video. It's somehow been over 2 months since the last one, so we need a serious update. If this is the first time you're watching a top 10 players in each position video, essentially I'm going to go through position by position the top 10 best meta cards, in my opinion, in the game right now. So we're talking no budget, out and out best of the best players in each position. Let's go. For cheap and fast EAFC 25 Ultimate Team coins, head over to MMOEXP.com, link in the top of the description, and make sure to use my code Morsey at checkout to save yourself 8% off your entire order. Before we dive into it, I want to ask a massive favor from you guys watching. I've set a subscriber goal on my channel of 50,000. It's a pretty crazy number, but every time I set a goal, you guys power drive your way through it, right? I'm aiming to hit 50k before the end of FC25. That's the dream. So maybe if you've watched a video of mine before in the past, or if it's the first time watching and you've not subscribed to the channel, it's completely free to do so. Smash that sub button. Help me get a step closer to 50k, because I need all the help I can get. Let's go. Goalkeepers up first. Now, goalie's the most subjective position out there. For you, Buffon could be the best in the world. For Timmy down the road, he could absolutely despise him and think he has no arms. Okay, it's always the case with these cards. But there's a few things I tend to look for. Height and playstyle pluses are the main two. Tend to be at least like 6 foot and up, right? Anything below 6 foot, you're asking for it. It's going to be a tough time. So the taller the better, in my opinion. Also, playstyle pluses are very, very essential. Buffon, for example, Jean-Luigi here, has the far reach playstyle plus. By the way, the website I'm on is foot.gg. I do need to reference this a lot because I get asked a fair bit about it. Foot.gg is the website I mostly use for all my database stuff, like the Evo content. So check it out if you want to. It's a fantastic website. And I'm not affiliated, by the way. Yet. Eh? It'll happen one day, I hope. But the playstyles I mainly look for, ideally footwork and far reach. They're probably the two most important ones in my opinion. Footwork essentially means your keeper's going to be better with their feet. Low driven playstyle plus and low driven shots being crazy high up there in regards to meta. Having decent enough keepers that can move their feet to adjust to make the saves is nice. Far reach, basically the opposite. The distance shots, those Travellas you see in my reviews. I'm a bit of a Travella merchant. Those finesses. Having a keeper that's tall with far reach to reach the corners is brilliant, mate. As well as having some passing playstyles and obviously as many playstyles as possible. It's probably what I look for. So cards like Buffon, fantastic. I'm still a massive fan of Casillas. Yashin, still very, very decent. But the main man I'm using right now is Nottingham Forest's finest, Mats Sals. I was actually really surprised on how good he's been for me. I've had him in the sticks for a couple of weeks. Saves so many low driven shots, as well as having the far reach playstyle plus the tip round the corner, those Travellas. And to be fair, ping pass, it comes in handy at times, man. That playing out of the back, you can use him as a little kind of stopgap to kind of relieve the pressure and then pick a pass out wide. He's also got decent enough base playstyles. So if you're on a budget, 26k, 26,000, like it's barely anything at this stage of the game, get yourself a fantastic keeper. If not, just trial and error until you find a keeper that works for you, but mainly look for height and playstyle pluses. Right backs then, and I like to kind of keep this number 10 spot as a bit of a, like, you know, budget-ish kind of beast. And this man is technically free via a rush objective. It is Christensen. I used him in the, what was it, the team of the Xavi Simons Cup thing, and he was class. So good, so physical, so powerful. Every tackle he goes into with the bruiser and anticipate, like you can't go wrong with a card like this at this stage of the game. By the way, foot.gg, they've now got these meta rankings. If you want to know what these are, this is kind of where he's positioned in their meta rankings for fullback plus pluses. So they calculate it. I'm not too sure the actual finer details here, but apparently he's 4th right now in regards to fullback plus pluses. So that is pretty decent. And if you're on a budget, he is free. Play some rush, get this card of your team. He won't let you down. Johnny Klaus. The only real reason I tried him is because I packed him as a red in Ligue 1. And he was really decent, man. Like, very similar in a way to Jeremy Frimpong, just a little bit taller. You've got so much speed and acceleration overlapping with a quick step. Defensively solid, even though it's almost his weak point. The build-up play and contributing going forward. This man definitely ticks the boxes for me. Big, big fan of Johnny Klaus. Carvajal Team of the Season is still in there. Not Team of the Season. Team of the Year. When were these out, by the way? This was a decade ago, right? Carvajal, though, still see him in a lot of teams. I think he is still a really usable card, but there's definitely better for much cheaper now. So keep that in mind. Trent Alexander-Arnold being one of them. 81,000 for this man. Incisive long ball and jockey. Anticipate as well in the base. Mate, He doesn't have the fullback plus plus, which is not ideal, but you can give him that if you've got it from the season progress, one of the Evo roles there. I think he's class though. I'm a big fan of being able to utilise the ball, I guess, with my fullbacks, not just defend. I want to be able to progress and link up the play, my kind of play style. Trent definitely ticks those boxes. There's not many better when it comes to picking a pass from that position. Zambrotta, just crazy overpowered. Okay, no matter what card he has at any stage of the year, Zambrotta is always an absolute tank and one of my most hated fullbacks to play against. He's only 200k, not very expensive, and will definitely put in a stint for you going forward and in the defense. He just feels seriously premium, and he's one serious promo card away, or maybe Evo, or potentially on this day icon away from being crazy cracked in a lot of people's teams. I think he's definitely a sleeper pick for sure. Kenny Lala flashback coming in at number 4, considering it was what, level 1? Was it level 1 from season? I'm pretty certain it was. Premium pass, of course, 500k. This man's in so many teams, and there's no surprise because you've got a very well-rounded card. He's almost like a hybrid, actually, of Trent meets Jonathan Klaus, because he's very solid in the defense, feels physical, but could pick a pass with the incisive, and also electric overlapping. Really good card for basically no grinding at all to unlock him. And if he's in your team, I think you're in safe hands, at least for the foreseeable. But in my opinion, still ahead of him, for me personally, I've given him the Bruiser Playstyle Plus from Season Progress, is Maicon. And now there's so many different evolutions of this man available right now. I think he is, once again, very similar to Kenny Lala in the way he's kind of built here. Going forward, they offer a similar amount, but Maicon has that premium feel, which is kind of hard to like describe what that means, but certain like icons and certain heroes and cards in game just have, I don't want to say the aura word, but a feel in game that just makes them feel overpowered. And that's exactly what Maicon has. He's still in my team. Once again, don't think I'll be dropping him for the foreseeable. Second, I know we've got 3 spots left. Cafu Team of the Year. Still kicking it, right? Still kicking it about. And his base has to fit an Evo soon, right? It's 91 rated. That time will come. But this man's still crazy. Once again, I talk about this aura. I have this the last time I can say it, I promise. This man has it though. He's just overpowered. Everything he does, speed, defending, physicality, link-up play, is there. Ticks all the boxes, and a fantastic card. I do think with players like this, if you're looking at the meta rating, you kind of need to kind of put it to the side a little bit, because stat-wise, yes, playstyle pluses, all that gets taken into account here, and Cafu doesn't have as many as, for example, a Christensen, so he's going to have a higher meta rating there. But just in-game feel, Cafu is definitely the better card. Now, top 2 for me, Jeremy Frimpong. Mate, what a card. What a card. When I reviewed him, I was shocked how good he was. You look at the stats, they're decent, but they're not like mind-blowingly good for a 95 rated. Speed, we knew was going to be in the locker with a quick step. He can fly. Technical weave, like bombing forward. If you watch my review, I scored, I think, 2 or 3 goals with him. Just going on those long kind of mazy runs with the technical. Give and goes as well as the passing is there. But anticipate carries that defending, man. It carries it. He will be a nuisance to get past because of his speed. You've also got the base jockey. And once you go in for a tackle, even though he's not necessarily the most physical player, anticipate definitely will get you the ball. 835k. Yeah, I reckon that's a reasonable price. But number 1 for me, yeah, I'm seeing too many of you put Bruiser on this man, and I'm not a fan of it. Mainly because I don't want to play against it, because I can't do it myself. Thuram is the guy still for that right back position. Speed, defending, everything is just ridiculously solid. And you can't get much better than this man. And the SBC price, by the way, especially with fodder basically in the modern team of the season, easily craftable as well. So something to consider if you need that right back. But for me, Thuram takes that number 1 spot. Now, centre backs is a really tough position just because how saturated it is with crazy cards at the moment. So I've tried my best to include the out and out top 10 in my opinion. So if I miss anyone, let me know down below. And of course, the 10th spot is reserved for a somewhat budget beast. And that man is Pavard. 38k and still very much usable on this game. Jockey, intercept, fantastic base playstyles for a centre-back. Seriously, if you're on a proper low budget, this is one to consider because he could definitely still hang with the best. 9th spot is Yappers with his Jockey and Bruiser. He's going to fit an Evo at some point as well. That's the crazy thing. These 91 rated cards that are already crazy are going to fit evolutions. And I don't know when. It could literally be today. You never know what EA is going to drop. Yapstam, unbelievably cracked centre-back, really physical, really solid. If he had that anticipate gold on this card, it'll be game over. Now, a brand new centre-back that I've actually not reviewed, but I've been using for a good 15 games, Kim Min-jae. This card, so good. The anticipate, the solid feel, the jockey, the speed. He is fantastic for the price. 195k, absolute steal for this man. If you're considering it, definitely get it done if you need that centre-back. I think there's not too many better in that price point, in my opinion. This man's sublime, and that's why he's ahead of Yap Stam. But just ahead of Kim is my boy Gabby. Bruiser anticipate. You've probably used this Dream Chaser or played against it a fair bit. This man is that elevated version. Just a really unique kind of feeling game with his body type and the physicality that he brings. Fantastic centre-back. One of the best as an out-and-out serious no-nonsense defender, in my opinion. And slide tackle. Don't overlook it, man. You can bail yourself out with some fantastic last-ditch slide tackles with cards like this. So it's not the worst playstyle to have. He's got decent base playstyles as well to partner them. So cracking card. But Lucio Dream Chaser, mate. The card design still hits, man, you know. I reckon this is one of the most underrated card designs this year. He's a premium price tag, which might be too expensive for a lot of people. But it's this kind of card that carries that weight. Always does. Block, aerial, anticipate. Not a lot of fantastic base play styles there, which could be a little bit of a letdown, but let's not get it twisted. The man is still a fantastic out-and-out centre-back, in my opinion. Paolo Maldini. Once again, we mentioned slide tackle. Are they the same play styles? No, he's got Bruiser, he's got Jockey. Okay, having used the quick step one for the Maldini Cup for a fair bit, massive fan. This one is levels though. There's serious levels to this game, and he is up there, okay? Speed, fantastic, defending. Some of the best you're going to use, and it's Maldini. He always feels solid in game, no matter the card. So, rightfully in number five actually. Wow, he's quite low down here, or quite in the middle of the park, because there's some serious options coming up after this. Price tag, probably one of the most expensive you're going to see in this section, but well and truly worth it still, even though he's not quite on the level of William Saliba. Mate, that dynamic image. William, you know me, I'm an Arsenal fan. Or if you don't know me, I am an Arsenal fan. And my bias towards William Saliba, Miles Lewis-Skelly, it could be a little bit delusional, but it is what it is, lads. William Saliba is quality on this game. I've had an Evo that I've used for about 1,500 matches since literally day one of this game. I bought him for 50k. I've evolved him all the way up to Team of the Year Evo Star. He's still very, very good. So this version, undoubtedly solid. He just feels pretty tanky in game. Speed is good. Ping pass, fantastic in the centre-back position. I think passing playstyle should not be overlooked there, especially with how press-heavy the game is. If you're playing someone who's got you in a tight press, ping pass can create that little alleyway, that little gap to get out of it, as well as anticipate. He's got a solid tackle. William Pasho ahead though. Jockey, block, anticipate, an out-and-out defender. Serious defender. Fantastic for the price tag as well, 1.2. I do feel like 1 mil, 1.2 is pretty reasonable for these cards. I mean, obviously, they probably will end up dropping at some point. But right now, during Team of the Season, La Liga come around the corner, I think these are decent price tags for players like this. And Pasho is fantastic in game. Jonathan Tah. What have they done to this man? Is he this good? I know he's had a good season, but this good. Anticipate Bruiser. Probably my two favourite centre-back playstyles. Ping pass, what was I saying about Saliba? It can come in clutch. And power header, they've chucked it in willy-nilly for the vibes, right? But it could, you never know. You could be getting some corner goals with this man. I think he's ridiculous, mate. Absolutely ridiculous in this game. Mostly lengthy, not ideal. I believe with a shadow, does that change it? It doesn't. So he stays mostly lengthy, but he's 6'5". With those stats, mate, and he's only, I say only, 1.7 mil. Which honestly isn't too bad. Comparing to Pasha or Saliba, I'm 100% taking this big man over them. He is stocky though in game. So if you use like a Kanate, I think they've got a similar kind of body type. It's noticeable. He's an absolute unit, but still fantastic. Number one, take your guesses. Should be absolutely no surprise. Big Verge. Of course he's in there. It's Virgil van Dijk. You've got the long ball. You've got anticipate, aerial, block. One thing that I do think is an absolute essential is that anticipate. No matter what centre-back you're using, try and get yourself anticipate playstyle plus, because it is pretty much broken. You can get away with so many tackles. Like you could tackle from behind, basically go through the player, win the ball. The game would be like, yeah, quality stuff, mate. That's your ball, lad. Play on. So definitely look for anticipate. And Virgil does it better than anyone. All right, the glasses are on, and it's left back time. I'm trying my best not to include like cards that have already featured in the right back section. that can also play left back. So this should be a 10 completely brand new players. Apologies if I'm wrong. But Capdevila up first. Still really solid. Anticipate relentless. He's definitely down the pecking order a little bit now, considering team of the season's here, but still a really decent option. Milos Kerkez. Speed, Phenom. Loved his, I think it was Future Stars card. The 89 rated, I think it was. I thought he was class. This one, under 100k, decent on a budget. Tiki-taka isn't bad, to be fair, especially when you want to do give and goes and overlap. But speed, defending, he ticks the boxes. No Anticipate definitely hinders the card, but still really decent. Almost a carbon copy, actually. Very similar players. This Grimaldo. Like, if you've got Premier League options, maybe a bit more physicality, Kirkes is your guy. If you want a bit more kind of almost a playmaker at left back, look for Grimaldo, because the speed is brilliant. He is missing passing playstyles, but he's absolutely fine. I actually packed him as a red, gave him a run out. Decent card for 86k. Gossens, underrated. I don't see anyone talking about him. He was, I think, from the free season pass. I'm pretty certain you just guaranteed to get him. Correct me if I'm wrong, or if it was some sort of like him or a pack, I'm not too sure. But he is a tank. Absolute bully in that position. You think players like Capdevila, but with a lot more kind of well-rounded attributes. That is your Robin Gossens and the Anticipate Bruiser combination. Yeah, really, really tidy for this man. He does feel a little bit stocky though, but that's absolutely fine because he does the job. Junior Firpo, Anticipate Incisive and Jockey on this card is crazy, by the way. Like, ridiculous combination, and 124k could be seen as a bit of a steal for a card like this. Chemistry's not an issue now, of course, with team of the season, so that's a positive. As you can see, you get Chem already, and he gives it other Chem to championship players. I think he's brilliant. The fact that he is control lengthy as well definitely elevates him, in my opinion. Quality card, that's why he's so high up on this list. I'm putting Teo Hernandez about middle of the park, okay? I know he's still overpowered and a lot of people still use him, and evolutions of him potentially could be the best, but I'm being a bit different now, okay? We're mixing it up. We're in team of the season. It can't just be rinse and repeat, but you know, as soon as he gets another card, a promo card, watch him be the SBC for Serie A, you know he's going to be very good and probably top of that list again. But I'm keeping him down here. If you've still got an Evo and you're using him, absolutely stick with him for now. It's probably going to be able to fit another evolution at some point, but Teo, Mr. Overpowered, is not quite as overpowered as this Maldini card. Yeah, I think he is definitely a serious baller in this game. And lack of Anticipate Gold isn't ideal, but I've seen people who have given him, I believe, Bruiser and Anticipate Plus from the season, which is just an absolutely ridiculous left back. So if you've done that, fair enough. Either way, this card alone, I think is fantastic. As a little bit of a more defensive fullback, but with the controlled lengthy speed to push down and overlap if need be. But ahead of him is Nuno Mendes. Or Mendes, is it Mendes? Pretty soon it's about Nuno Mendes, right? Let me know if I'm waffling here and I think I've smashed it and I feel like a bit of a mug right now, but it is what it is. Quick step, slide tackle, bruiser. You've got decent base play styles. Only the plus in the fullback role, which definitely hinders him in my opinion. But of course, there's the option to give him a fullback plus from the season as well. I think he's a brilliant card. Really solid in the defence, but also brilliant getting involved, linking up the play. But 2 players ahead of him. You might call it bias. I call it facts. I've given this man Anticipate Playstyle Plus, and Lewis Skelly is absolutely ridiculous. He is phenomenal in-game. Do you agree with me? Let me know what you think down below. But overlapping, yes. You watch my views, I'm scoring screamers. Controlling the ball and shielding it like he is in the real world. The press proven definitely aids in there, as well as the body type. Link up play with the passing, incisive and pinged. Give him Anticipate. Clutch in the tackle. Fullback plus, as well as the option to fill in at CDM and centre mid if you need to in a game. 4-4 isn't ideal, but trust me, okay? If I'm having one bias shout this whole video, this is the one, okay? Try them out yourself, you won't be let down. But Alphonso Davies for me is currently number 1. Similar to Jeremy Frimpong, okay? Yes, Bundesliga team of the season, but they're almost identical, apart from this man's a little bit taller and less maybe reliable in the tackle. Speed is still brilliant, same with Jockey. No Anticipate definitely hinders him, but I feel pretty certain he's still really good when it comes to winning the ball back. And one thing I do notice with fullbacks, right? If you've got serious speed, the defending can definitely lack a little bit because the speed almost makes up for it in a way. Because you better get there to the ball quicker, even if you're pressuring your opponent to make mistakes and then capitalise. The speed definitely carries cards like this. And that's why Davies, for me, is going to be the number 1 pick. Okay, so CDMs then. And number 10 is going to be Joshua Kimmich. Deep line playmaker is essentially what this man is. Press resistant, anticipate will come in clutch in that CDM position, and the ability to be press resistant and also utilize crazy passing stats. For under 200k, I'm a big fan of this man. Just ahead though, and maybe debatable, I've got De Jong in number 9. I think he's still really good. Even though Barca don't get any upgrades and the price tag now seems a little bit steep considering team of the season's out, I still think he feels very good in game and definitely deserves to be in this top 10. Let me know if you think he should be ahead of Kimmich though. And one thing I will say, the roles, not ideal for De Jong, but still really decent. Up to 8 is my man, Vitinha. I think this guy is crazy cracked. 208k seems too cheap in my opinion. As a CDM, deep line playmaker, receiving the ball, so quick, so technical with that technical, press proven and the long ball option. You can give him playstyle pluses like tiki-taka, I'm pretty certain for the season. Yeah, Vitinha's the guy, man. I've got the free kick phenom a little bit ahead of him with the dead ball playstyle plus. I see you, Declan. Just a really solid, tanky card. He definitely feels a little bit stocky in game. That's probably the one thing that kind of hinders him. But as a CDM, you're breaking up the play, you're physical, and then you can utilize the passing as well. Like, he will do a job for you in that position for sure. Just the dribbling when I used him, wasn't a massive fan of it, but still fantastic for Declan. Just ahead of him is going to be a team of the year, Mr. Rodri. Bruiser, tiki-taka, pinged. I've referenced him so many times in these videos. He is still well and truly up there in regards to one of the best out-and-out CDMs, deep line playmakers for sure. Just really solid and definitely outperforms the speed factor. Make him, I believe, is controlled lengthy, and he just has a powerful stride, man. It's very hard to stop him once he gets going as well. One of the best, I think, yeah, probably one of the best for sure, out-and-out defensive CDMs, in my opinion. Tanaka. What is this card? Is he this good? I've not watched a lot of Championship apart from the playoffs recently. So Leeds fans, Championship fans, is he this good? Because Tanaka in game, I do think he's a little bit maybe overhyped, but still really good in game. The speed, as well as the passing and the technical feel is there. He's got brilliant play styles as well. Relentless, overlooked for sure, because if you go in all the full 90 and extra time there, to keep going and going and going to be fully fit for the full game is definitely fantastic. As a deep line playmaker, they actually have him number 1 ranked. I don't know if I agree with that, but I think he's phenomenal in game and definitely rightfully in the top 5 here. Just a bit ahead of him though is João Neves. This card is disgusting. I think Vitinha is one of my favourite cards in game right now. This man, it's just elevated. He's like a little bit of a league above Vitinha, and the price tag kind of reflects it, right? You could play him as a more advanced player, but as a CDM, I prefer having the smaller, more agile players alongside a more bigger bruiser kind of figure. And João Neves would be fantastic for my team personally. I think on the ball, he's super fast. The passing is ridiculous. First touch is good if you fizzle it to him. Take that touch, beat a man. He doesn't feel the quickest in game, but if you utilize like the control sprint, just take your little touches, little weavy touches, you're very hard to get the ball off. I think he's a ridiculous card. And 2 mil probably is fair in my opinion. But a man who's coming in a lot less than that in the number 3 spot, Big Ryan. I've given him, I think it's tiki-taka playstyle plus. And I think he is my favourite CDM on the game, for sure. He's not the best though, the next 2 are going to be better. But Ryan is honestly the best coin for coin CDM, I think. 470k, he's so good at breaking up the play. The long legs, the intercept, and also striding and getting goals. Like, he's super well rounded for a CDM and just a phenomenal card. 100% would recommend, if you've got him and you're not using him, get him in your team and maybe partner him alongside a player like Big Patty, Big Vieira. This man defines what it means to be a CDM in my opinion. 94 defending, 96 physicality. Good luck getting past him. It's as easy as that. And when you're on the ball, the pink pass is good. He lacks a little bit in offense, but it's a CDM, mate. That's what he's good at. But number 1 is obviously no surprise. It is Ruud Gullit. Now, I was playing some rivals today, and some man's given him Anticipate Playstyle Plus. And it's just like, oh, it's such a dagger. As soon as you're loading up and you're seeing the team, you see Ruud with the Anticipate, you're like, this is game over. And he is just a sick joke. There's no bigger, more kind of imposing figure than a Ruud Gullit on the pitch. And with Anticipate, it just levels the game. Without, he's still probably number 1 in my opinion. And I've had a lot of people commenting recently saying, is it worth going out doing him now, the SBC? Yes. Yeah, it always will be. Get him in your team. Okay, so centre midfielders, and I'm chucking in a couple of extra budget beasts before we get into the out-and-out top 10. For example, Bruno Guimaraes, crazy tiny for the price tag. 166k worth of SBC fodder for a really well-rounded, press-resistant, solid, ball-carrying, passing machine. I think he's brilliant as a deep line playmaker in that centre mid position. Another budget beast is going to be Mr. Fermin Lopez. 90 rated, and he's #1 ranked as a playmaker. He's got 99 shooting, 99 dribbling. Power shot is not ideal. It would be much better if it was like an incisive. But still, as a centre mid for 110k, crazy. Even during team of the season. And if EA are pretty reliable, pretty sensible, without, actually to be fair, I say not sensible when it comes to requirements for evolutions, he might fit in Evo somewhat soon, and that's going to be an absolutely ridiculous card. So Fermin, honourable mention, as well as Bruno Guimaraes. But into the top 10 we go, and to be fair, 42k? Excuse me? How? How is this card 42k? I'm in disbelief. He's one of the best centre mids / cams on this game. The passing play styles are mad. He feels so fast, responsive, and cracked as well on the ball. Chivella's top bins every time for 42k. How? Bro, how? Crazy card, Bruno. That's why he's in the top 10 ahead of these two. I can't look over how good he was, man. I'm shocked about the price tag. Lofa, Mateus up next. A box-to-box for sure, in my opinion. Or a deep line playmaker. He's got brilliant defending stats. A little bit stocky in game, and the dribbling isn't phenomenal. But trust me, absolute unit when it comes to getting up and down the pitch. Xavi, basically the opposite in regards to physicality, makes up for it in the dribbling and passing department. Super quick, super cracked. Passing play styles, again, similar to Bruno Fernandes. Just so creative and so versatile. You could basically do whatever you want with this man when he's on the ball. Pick any type of pass. It's 99 in that department. He is ridiculous on this game still. And 400k. You can get... I say these are cheap, right? They're not like crazy expensive, but you can get some really serious S+ tier cards for like a pretty respectable price on this game in every position. Sauer up next. Absolutely love the winter wild card. This card's crazy as well as that centre mid. You don't really have too much of a physicality there, but I do think it works in a way that she's quite small and can get in and get aggressive at your opponent's feet and win the ball back. And once you're on it, utilise the passing or the ball carrying. She is class on this game, even as a cam as well if you want to play her there. Bonmati up next. These team of the years, I just don't see them anymore. I feel like people maybe just got bored with them, or that's probably the play, right? But still, if you've got her, you're probably considering it. She's probably still in your team, or at least on your bench, or your reserves at the least. Because very similar to Sauer in the way that she's not the biggest, but technically she brings so much, and still has that kind of like pretty dominant feel in game as well. She'll get bullied by the likes of Hullet, but being small, quick and cracked, you could definitely run around Hullet quite easily with a card like this, and I'm a big fan of Bonmati. Now, two cards that didn't make it into the CDM section, I mainly think just because of how stacked the CDM section is Ramirez and Blaise Matuidi. As kind of like holding centre mids, box to box centre mids, I think they're still very much usable, but yes, it is arguable that they are more and out defensive here, but still definitely had to feature in this video one way or another because both of these are crazy cracked in game and still definitely very usable. Moving on to third spot is Judy Boy Bellingham. Playmaker, yeah, crazy. What's his team? He's going to get a team of the season. What's it going to look like? We're talking 4 playstyle pluses, right? Because you know how EA are doing, was it 1 forward, 1 midfielder, 1 defender with 4 playstyle pluses? Surely Jude gets that. Let me know what you think. If not, either way, still going to be a crazy card. And this team of the year, still ridiculous, man. But ahead of him, I've got 2 players. One being Roberto, just because of how much fun he is to use in game, with the technical, with the incisive, with the fun dribbling aspect as a playmaker. He's not #1 though, but this card definitely deserves to be up there. #1 is a player that I don't think you would guess, even if I gave you like 20, 30 guesses. Well, potentially at that point. I tried her out. I was pleasantly surprised. I say tried her out. That's the key word there. It's Lindsay Horan as a centre mid, as a box-to-box centre mid. This card is crazy premium. Super quick, super stocky as well. Got a physical kind of like feel in game. What body type does she have actually? Is it unique? That's it. The unique body type, bro. Every single player that has a unique body type just feels so powerful in game. It's exactly what she is. On the ball, crazy with the dribbling, the passing, and the shooting. Trust me on this one. Box to box centre mid. I don't think there's many better on the game right now. So up to the centre attacking midfielder position we go. And mostly I look for like shadow strikers and playmakers in this position. And Mateus Cunha, crazy cracked in game. Ever since he had that first team of the week card that was really good with the finesse shot, I had a feeling as soon as he got like a Serious Juice promo card, he would be brilliant. And he well and truly is. At 200k, you can't go much wrong with a shadow striker Cunha. A little bit ahead of him is going to be Alexia Putellas, another team of the year, still kicking it about. Her team of the season is going to be beyond broken as well. I'm sure it's going to happen. Even if they don't get like team of the season out and out cards, there'll be some sort of moments card. Undoubtedly. As a playmaker, still ridiculous on the ball. Dribbling, passing, shooting, all of it is crazy nice. Speed, she still definitely feels quicker than 88 pace, that is for sure. Fantastic option. Ahead of her though is Freigang. Now the Bundesliga women's team, there's a certain few cards in that. Unbelievable. One of them being Laura. Absolutely mad in that cam position as a playmaker, as a shadow striker. First touch, press proven. That combo's brilliant. Incisive to kind of split the line. And if you overlap as a shadow striker with the low drivens, endless goals. 620k. Very respectable price tag. Once again, shadow strikers, man, hitting it hard. Okay, I run a 4-2-2-2. I'm pretty certain I posted the custom tactics to that literally yesterday. Everyone check it out. This man as a shadow striker would be brilliant in that kind of setup, man. Linking up with the two strikers and the other cam on build-up. He's powerful. He's got the height as well as the physicality. And yeah, he will score goals for you, that is for sure. Diego Maradona. Yes, now. Just a crazy card. Super unique. Once again, unique body types carry cards. He doesn't really need to be carried, but it definitely amplifies this man. A big fan of him. He's brilliant. Xavi Simons is currently one of my favourite cards in the game. Okay, I locked him yesterday from the cup, and he is insane. I've given him a sick team of the season dynamic, was it what they call cosmetic as well? Looks unbelievable. This man is my shadow striker right now, and he does everything. Scores goals, links up the play. It's super fun to use in regards to dribbling department. 5'5". He's #1 ranked in playmaker, 3 in shadow striker. Like, honestly, I don't think you could get much better than this man right now, unless you're picking one of these next 4 cards, being Florian Wirtz. Almost the carbon copy, to be fair, of Xavi Simons, but he's more of a playmaker in my opinion. Shadow striker, if you've got both, I'm picking Simons. You'll get you more goals. Wirtz as more of a deeper playmaker, but once in the box, utilise the low drivens. I think he's got brilliant passing playstyles and passing stats. I can almost glide across the pitch with how good his dribbling is. Johan Cruyff, when I was like whipping up this top 10, for some reason he escaped my mind. And I clocked it before I started recording, because I'd have made myself look an absolute fool. How I kind of, one of my favourite icons from the FIFA years, like Johan Cruyff, had to feature in this. Just absolutely love him. I think he's class. Perfect kind of body type for me in game as well. A little bit bigger, but lean and fast, and also can glide the way he kind of feels in game. That is for sure. Shooting's crazy overpowered as well as a shadow striker. Once again, cards like this, I would not take the meta rating into account, just because of how like old they are in regards to game cycle. This man can definitely still hang. And so can Pele. Wow, Pele's #2? What is going on? Brace yourself, because you might be shot by #1 once again. But Pele, technical, tiki-taka, low driven. Yeah, he could do everything. He's the perfect shadow striker, as well as, in all fairness, classic 10. Doesn't have the playmaker, which is not ideal. If he had the ++ role there, that'd be good. But as a shadow striker's way, you should be utilising him as that secondary kind of backup striker. Arriving late in the box, utilising the low drivens, the finesses, the trivellas. You've got trickster, quick step as well in the base playstyle, as well as incisive, long ball, tiki-taka. It's Pele at the end of the day, alright? I don't need to say much more. But #1 for me, I thought the hype might have been a bit overhyped. Tried her out. I agree with what everyone's saying. Harder is crazy. Look at the inside forward meta rank. Wow. And shadow striker. She's #1 in 3 different setups. But for me as a cam, I don't think there's going to be any better right now. Finesse and low driven. Yeah, my 2 favourite shooting playstyles. Tiki and technical. Super smooth and responsive. She can carry the ball. She's got the physicalities. Passing's brilliant. The dribbling's great. And the shooting, honestly, ridiculous. Ridiculous card. Right, left mids and left wings, and my budget beast is going to be Ansu. Got the showdown upgrade. Got given a tiki-taka playstyle plus, which is not ideal, but it's still decent enough for left wingers. I just think the speed and the dribbling here is crazy powerful and effective. I use him as a super sub. Definitely a decent shout if you've got him. Maybe consider starting him or as at least an impact sub. Dusan Tadic. We're referencing unique body types again. He's got it. Now, is his body type necessarily the best? No, but trust me, he is good in game. Technical as well as decent on the ball. A little bit stocky, but still really lively. And to my shock, the #1 ranked inside forward as a left winger, which is pretty crazy. I don't think he is the best there, but according to the meta rankings, he is. But either way, 146k, really good option. Desire Doué, I love this card. As long as you make it controlled lengthy, I think he's brilliant in game. Super powerful, super annoying to play against. Definitely a decent option if you did the SBC. If not, I believe his player of the month is going to fit some crazy evos at some point. This man is ridiculous. David Ginola. Honestly, team of the season, just like the amount of crazy cards to look at and select from for these videos is very difficult. David though, of course he's in there. Technical, incisive, and also the press proven. Just needs a finishing playstyle here, like a finesse shot or a low driven, just to elevate the card a bit more. But this man, crazy unique in his own right. Big fan of Mr. David. Eden Hazard might be one of my most hated people to play against, because everyone who seems to have him is just really technical and quick with the dribbling. And this man is one of the best when it comes to left stick control, in my opinion. Lacking in regards to finishing, that prowess isn't really there. But as a ball carrier, as an inside forward cutting in, causing havoc, I think Hazard is fantastic. Ahead of him though, Marcus Rashford. Overpowered, bro. Overpowered. That stride, the speed, and the shooting as well with the finesse shots. The shot power just is so powerful, which is pretty obvious, right? Being 99. But trust me, this man doesn't find the back of the net. He well and truly breaks it and absolutely does it in style, okay? Rashford is class. But Frank Ribéry is ahead of him in my opinion. I love this man, okay? As a left wing inside forward or as an out-and-out cam playmaker where I'm playing at the moment. Quick step, acceleration's there. You've also got a stocky-ish kind of body type. Is it stocky or is it unique? It's average short. He feels like he doesn't get pushed over quite easily, similar to Tevez in a way, or Puskas or Maradona, those kind of cards. Brilliant option. If you can get to level 40, if you paid the premium pass, definitely grind for this card because he is class. Take him over the pack for sure. Bradley Barcola up next. Like, I love Rashford in game. This man is a lot more of a well-rounded version of Marcus Rashford in my opinion. Super fast, super annoying as well for your opponents. And the finesse shots cutting in, really good. Quick step for the acceleration. Causes chaos, that lean to a body type in game. Super fast and responsive on the ball. Bradley is a demon. And I'm working on an Evo for a lower rated version of this man. I'm basically going to create my own team in the season. That's the plan. But he's class. Vinny at number 2. Excuse me. I'm losing my voice today. Yeah. Number 2. Arguably should be higher up there. Just because of how insanely overpowered he is with the speed. There's not many quicker, better ball carriers than this man. Finishing's there with a finesse shot as well. But he's not quite my number 1, okay? Which is debatable, it always is. This man or Ronaldinho. Who are you picking? For me, it's Dino. Just super unique. So much fun in game. Give him playstyle plus as well for the season pass. What's not to like about this man? To be fair, any of these top 10s, all crazy, but Dino, he has the crown. Right mids and right wings, and my budget beast, the selection of Dan James, Mr. Speed, Mr. Chaos. Fantastic card for the price. Hoof. Crazy well-rounded, super interesting as well, because passing's there, she can carry the ball, score goals, but also contribute in the defence with decent play styles. So I'm a big fan of her for the price tag. And once again, Women's Bundesliga, some crazy cards. So once that guarantee comes out, we'll be there. And the OG, Mr. Visca. Look at the stats, by the way. Absolutely ridiculous. Does he play up to them? That's debatable. But either way, as a budget beast, I think he's a fun option. Nico Pepe. I never would have thought he'd be this good when I tried him out. Control lengthy, cutting in with those finesse shots. The boy is deadly. And once again, I'll say it, I'll stress it. Unique body types carry cards. and that is 100% the case for this man. Cole Palmer as a right mid, right wing, cutting in on that left foot with the low drivens, I think is the play. As a cam for sure, as a shadow strike, he does work as well, but inside forward, I think personally, is a little bit better for me with this man. Fantastic card once again. Big fan of his other versions, and 6'2" lean tall. He feels quick and snappy and responsive on the ball, and at a reasonable price tag. Jarzinho. Oh, mate, the dynamic image is cold, bro. I rate that. Speed, again, as well as overpowered Trivelas. So one thing I know about this card, trust me on this one, this man has overpowered Trivelas for days. He will score from anywhere, basically. Rodrigo, linked with Arsenal, you know. What are we saying about that? I'm pretty certain he's linked away from Madrid at least. Arsenal, I wouldn't be against it, that's for sure. In-game, big fan of this man. I love this mode mastery card from those tokens. So good. This one, even better. Quick step finesse shot, maybe wasted, but I do think it is still usable, I guess, cutting in from the right. But Trivela your way into glory, man, and just beat players with ease with a quick step and crazy dribbling. Federico Chiesa, absolute demon. I think he's definitely, well, he definitely should be up there. That's why I've got him in my top 5 right now. Technically, it's not free because it's a premium pass, but as part of the premium pass, 500k combined for everything. Crazy value. This man sprinkled in there. 100% going to get some use out of him, lads. Ridiculously overpowered at the start of the game and very much juiced and great now. Caroline Graham Hansen. I went for a little stint about not playing against her, right? And I played against her, I think it was like 2 days ago, in a review. And just an absolute joke still. Like, it's so irritating how good she is in game. Like, you just can't get the ball off her. She's so fast, and in front of goal will deliver the goods all day, every day. I think she is an absolute joke still at this stage of the game. But ahead of her, I've got 3 players, one being Kavica Kvaratskhelia, cutting in on the right with the Trivelas. Finesse, you could argue, is better used as a left winger, right? Obviously cutting in, but I prefer the Trivelas of this man, all right? Speed, ball carrying, not many better. Just feels so powerful as well. Absolute nightmare. If you're really good with left stick control and just dribbling in general, you'll have an absolute field day with this man. Mikel Elise, just overpowered this year. Every single card is Thunderstruck. Do you remember that? How good that card was? It was in everyone's team. Yeah, look at this team of the season, mate. You know how good that Thunderstruck was? Imagine how good that is. Crazy card for 1.2 mil. The meta rankings are quite funny with this because I think he should be higher because he is so good in game. He's just got that kind of glide kind of feel, and the finishing, really nice. I would say inside forward for sure, or a shadow striker. Number 1 though, Liverpool fans, yeah, Mo Salah. Trivela, it makes sense because of the amount of times he actually does Trivela crosses with his left foot in the real world, but it can come in clutch as well. But just as a pure speed, nightmare to play against. Link up play with incisive as well, and the first touch, the finesses. He is for sure number 1 in my opinion. Alright, strikers then, and my 3 honourable mentions for budget beasts. Well, he is still technically a budget beast at 144k, but Suarez Evo, with technical base the plus that I've given him, even without, crazy overpowered. If you're still rocking him, I respect it, because I am too. Jay Stansfield, the guy for the Xavi Simons Cup. If you need a striker, the best striker at 26k for sure in my opinion. Jonathan David as well. This man's a joke. The definition of overpowered in game, if you've used him, you know what I'm on about, because this man is so fast, explosive, and scores everything. But cracking on with the main 10, Heung-min Son. Quick step finesse shot. To be fair, at this stage of the video, once we get the strikers, I feel like I've waffled for so long that I kind of want to skip through this, but we just need to appreciate the level of these cards, right? Heung-min Son, just absolutely stacked at number 10. Gareth Bale. Low driven, quick step, so overpowered. That serious, like, powerful stride. And the finish to back it up. You don't get much better than this man. Apart from Eusebio. The fact they gave him finesse shot with rapid. Isak as well. Mad card. Reviewed him, to be fair. There's a fair people that don't like him out there. I absolutely loved him. At the 6'4", I think he is, right height. Really fast. Really powerful speed boost with great finishing with the finesse and the low driven. Dribbling, I agree, is a bit of a lie, but still a brilliant card. Mia Hamm, just everything she does on the pitch results in goals. Just so clinical, super fast and overpowered. Ousmane Dembele, 4 play star pluses are a sick joke on this man. So quick. He's almost 8 mil, so you know he's going to be good, right? 5'5" as well. Kylian Mbappe, once again I chose this version over the team of the year just because of the quick step and the finesse shot. I think he's class, obviously it's Mbappe. Harry Kane, what they've done to this card is mad. I remember reviewing his player of the month towards the start of the game cycle and being impressed by that. This one is just levels, man. Like low driven, finesse, incisive, and first touch with 99 shooting. If you've got this card, I'm infinitely jealous, but not as jealous of people who have this, man. Thierry Henry, Mr. Overpowered. This is the year of the TT Henry, man. Every card he's had has been so nice. His team of the year is still good. His immortals as well. My voice is going, by the way. I've been recording for like an hour and a bit here. We're dragging on. But this man's crazy nice. But my number one, yeah, he's 16 to 15 mil, mate. It is what it is. You knew he was going to be number one. And on that note, I'm ending it there, man. I am destroyed after this video. The heat in this room is insane. I hope you appreciate it, though, guys. Smash a like if you did. I can't speak anymore. I'll catch you later. I need water, mate. Take it easy, lads.